Let's go ahead and jump back to the resource pack directory, and we'll open up the 16th step, which is called people parser as function. Now before, as we went through our last example, what we did initially was we wrapped our existing code inside of a function, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So if we went back to the resource pack directory, and we open up the 11th step, which is called parsing data into an array, you'd see that the actual code here is nearly identical to what you see in this 16th step here. But there are two big differences. The first is that our code has been wrapped in a function called parse data. And the second is that the argument that we pass to this function is used in the include statement inside of our output buffer. So when we go to call this function, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to the bottom. You see this parse data here, and we're passing the name of the file. What this means is that our code has become instantly much more flexible because now we can pass any data text file into this function in order to parse it out. Other than that, the code is pretty much the same. Let's go ahead and do a quick review before we go to our next step. I'm going to scroll back up to the top. First of all, we start an output buffer. And what this does is allow us to create some output and capture it into a variable, which we're doing here. So what happens here when we include our data.txt file is that it would normally output it to the browser, but because it's in an output buffer, we can capture it into a string using obgetContents. Our next step is parsing out the data into an array. So first we explode the data at every new line in order to create an array of each new line. We loop through it using a for each statement, and then we pull out the data into a separate array using a comma as a separator for each piece of data. And then we go through and we clean each piece of data, assign it to a string, and then pull all of that into an array that we're going to use later to loop through and generate a table from. In this array, which is a list of the people in our data.txt file, we're using the name of the person as the key, and then we're assigning that an array of key value pairs that correspond to the type of data that we're storing and then the actual data. Now at this point, we're done parsing out the data into an array, and we begin generating the output as a table. So we begin with an empty output variable, and then loop through each of the people and generate a table row for each one displaying the data. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down just a little bit here. And then, as long as we are not dealing with an empty data set, what we're going to do is wrap a table around this and add some headings to the table. If there is no data, then our output variable will be empty at this point, and we'll set it to it looks like we don't have any data to display. And finally, in this function, we're returning the output. In our previous example, what we did was print it to the screen, but the way we use this function will be much more flexible if we return the data instead of printing it out at the end of this procedure. So hopefully at this point, because you've seen some examples of ways we can improve code, your mind is spinning on how we can improve this in some way. There's two big improvements that jump out, and we're going to walk through those in the next steps. The first is that this function is actually doing two pretty separate things. At the very top, I'm going to scroll back up, we're parsing out this text file into an array. By the time we get down here, we have an array of data. The second part of the function deals with the output. Now these actually seem like two separate things, and if we separate them out into two different functions, then we can use the functionality of one of the functions without having to use the functionality of the other. So for example, we may want to take a data file and parse it out into an array and then display it in a different format, say a list. Or maybe we have an array of data already, it's not in a text file, and we want to display it as a table. Well, if we have two functions, then that will be possible. So let's go ahead and do that.